What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Perfect Harmony, man. Today I got something a little bit different for y'all, man. I got a brand new plugin, that LANDR Sampler, bro. I'm usually using the Serato Sampler as my main sampler, but this just might take the cake, man, because it got a few more features that I actually really like, man. Especially the effects. It's heat. Let me go ahead and show y'all. Pull it up in Studio One, which I make beats in. I use FL2, but right now I'm using Studio One. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug-in up, show y'all a little bit about it, man. Let's go. So as you can see right now, we in Studio One, and we're gonna go ahead and pull up the LANDR Sampler plugin real quick. As you can see, this is how it looks right here. As soon as you pull up the plugin, it automatically loads samples if you already set up your sample folders. As you can see, let's go to settings. I set up a couple of folders right here, which I got some loops, some one-shots, some samples from sounds.com, and some splice sounds. You know what I'm saying? I set up all of those folders, and then I pretty much just forget it. So let's go back here. It just loaded up random samples out of each one of them folders. So as you can see, Mario. Random samples. Let's go over some of the features. You got regular features like your attack, your decay, sustain, release. You can transform it up, semitones, velocity, volume, and then you can normalize each sample. If it's too low, you can normalize it to be, you know, a little bit louder. You got the key, the stretch, playback, and direction. You can go, instead of going forward, you can go backwards. Like, let's say, this sample right here. If I wanted to go backwards, I just hit the back arrow and it goes backwards. That's good for some people that's, you know, into sound design and stuff like that. The sustain, you can go through the sample and, you know, create your chop right here, and it kind of snaps to the transient. So if you at the end of the sample and you're trying to find the beginning of the sample, it's easy for you to find it because it kind of snaps to the transient. You got your effects section right here. You got your filter section. You got your chorus section. You got your delay section. You got your crush section, distortion, and reverb. And for each one of these effects, you can go through effects. You can go through low pass, high pass. On chorus, you can go through subtle, feeder, distort. Through delay, you can go through ping pong, sync, stereo free, stereo sync. Through the crusher, you can crush. You can go through the rate and grit. Bunch of different type of effects. That's one of the main features that I like that Serato Sample don't have. It don't have crazy effects like this that you can add and really create your own sound with. You know what I'm saying? I really like that. Let's go to advanced filters right here. So let's say I'm looking for a string sound. I go to string, and then I hit load samples. And as you can see, I got a whole bunch of different type of string sounds. That's pretty dope. If I wanted to go to 808s, if I just want to go through all 808s, I click on 808, hit enter, and then click load sample. It'll take a second because I got a lot of different type of folders. Now when you click each note, it's an 808. And you can favorite your searches too. Just click on your favorite here. So let's go back. Let's say if I wanted this 808 here, and I wanted to stretch this one 808 across all the keys. Just click on it. Here. Now I click on chromatic mode. Now I got this sample stretched across all my keys. Which is dope. One thing that I really wish they had is, instead of having to click the sample, it'll track where you're clicking, so you could just click this to turn it on. So if I click this and I got this other sample already selected, it's gonna spread this sample across the keys instead of the one that I just pressed. I wish they had an auto tracking function that'll track this, your last key that you pushed, and it'll spread that key across all the keys. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll make it a little bit quicker, because sometimes you might have clicked on a certain key and then you thinking or something and you forgot which key it was, and then you click the chromatic mode and it'll spread a different sample across. So if it tracked that last sample that you pressed, I think that'll be a much needed update for the future. Let's go find a sample real quick, like a loop, and then I'll show you the slice feature as well. So let's go to advanced settings. Let's just type in melodic. Click load samples and see what come up. Okay, let's see what we got. So if I click this and then I click on this slice mode, it'll slice it up for me. And you got different modes that you can slice it in. Right now it's set up in sensitivity. So we could change that to division and it'll give us an equal division of the sample across all the keys, and we can go to equal. So let's go. I'm playing that. See? And then you can add effects to that. So if I wanted to add a low pass or a high pass, it'll add it to that specific key. I wish it would add it to all the keys. Let's see if we can do that real quick. I know it was a global main effects mode. That's where you can turn it off and on. But let's see. Now we click the main effects, which is turns each label green. Now let's turn it on and see. Yeah. So it does work. You click on the main FX right here. You click on that, all the labels will turn green, and then you set your effect up that you want over the whole slice, everything that you slice. So that's pretty dope, man. I really think this is gonna be a game changer. I think they got a few more updates to do to get it to that next level, but I think it's, you know, right now it's crazy. You also got this eco button right here. If it is taking up too much CPU with the effects, you can click on this eco button and it'll use less CPU in your DAW. What else do we want to talk about? The stretch. This stretch button right here, if you got a sample, it'll stretch to the tempo of your session. You know what I'm saying? So if you got, let's just go ahead and set up a little sample real quick. Let's go back. So let's just set up that as a loop real quick, and then I'm gonna change the tempo and we're gonna see if it changes with the session real quick. Let's turn this on. So now we got that loop right quick. Let's change the tempo and see if it actually changes with the session. Slow it down to like 150. See? Changes with the session tempo. That's fire. That's one of the main things that I really liked about Serato Sample. It's easy to get samples in and sync them to the tempo. But this right here is just as good, and you got the effects section, and we didn't even talk about the sequence section. I don't really use sequences that much, but it's here for anybody that like to use sequences in your sampler. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think it's a dope plugin, man. It's one of the best samplers out right now, besides Serato Sampler. But like I said, I'm giving this one a little bit of the edge because of the effects. Serato Sampler, you have to add effects as a different plugin, but on this sampler, you can add effects within the plugin, which I think is super dope. You got the volume right here. You can change the volume of everything in the sampler that's playing. Undo, redo. Let's see what else. You can save presets here. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have anything saved, but you can save your own presets. If you come up with a different sampler that's not loaded in your folders, you can add samples individually to the note. You just pretty much drag it to the note, which is pretty dope. Like I said, man, this is a full featured sampler, bro. Fade in, fade out, transition if you want to go up. Let's take that up. Takes all the samples up at one time. You got the velocity. If you want, like if you got your 808 and you want 100% velocity, you can turn your velocity all the way up, and then all your 808s will be on 100% velocity. If you don't want any velocity on your sample, I told you about the normalize. You can reverse all of these samples. Or you can reverse one. Like you can have that as your B section. You know what I'm saying? If you created the normal section like this, like we created right here, you can have this as your B section with a reverse in the first one. Dope, man. Dope. That's pretty much it, man. You got your mono section right here, where you can get the samples to cut off. Like if you plan it, you got your sustain high. Let's say, go back. If you got your fade out at like 100%. See, I'm holding that first note down still, but as I press that second note, having it on mono cuts it off. Pretty dope, man. Like I said, bro, for more videos like this, like and subscribe, man. If you're looking for something that competes with Serato Sample with effects within the plugin that you can really sound design and create your own sound, trust me, man, click the link in the bio, go check out this sampler and let me know what y'all think, man. Am I tripping, or is this just as good as Serato Sampler as far as syncing it to your DAW and getting straight to making a beat with some loops, man? Y'all let me know in the comments. I really need to know, because you know what I'm saying, I'm just getting started with this and I think it's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? There's a few things they need to fix in future updates, but as far as like the core meat of a sampler, I think this is it, man. So check me out on the next video. More videos like this. Like and subscribe, man. It's your boy Perfect Harmony, and I'm out.